16 Israeli soldiers work on a tank near the Gaza border, amid ongoing conflict between Israel and the Palestinian Islamist group Hamas, as seen from southern Israel. December 3, 2023. The photo was taken through a window. Alexander Ermochenko purchases licensing rights. Summary: latest developments. Citizens hear tank fire in the southern city of Khan Younis, fearing a new Israeli ground attack. Iran-backed Houthi movement claims responsibility for attack on 2 Israeli ships. Many Khan Younis residents say they are rallying to leave, but there are no safe areas left in the south. GAZACAIRO. December 4. Ground forces confronted Hamas fighters in Gaza Strip, Israeli military said on Sunday, adding that ing was clearest indication that a planned ground offensive had begun on refugee-filled southern part of region, killed and injured dozens of Palestinians. The Palestinian militant group Hamas said its fighters ed with Israeli soldiers about 2 kilometers from the southern city of Khan Younis. Residents, many of whom moved there to escape previous attacks in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, said they could hear tank fire and feared the start of a new Israeli ground offensive. The Israeli army had previously ordered people to evacuate some areas in and near the city but had not announced any new ground offensives from the south. The IDF continues to expand its ground operation against Hamas headquarters in the Gaza Strip. Spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari told reporters in Tel Aviv, "Forces are confronting terrorists and killing them." Earlier on Monday, Hamas media quoted emergency services as saying 3 civilian emergency workers were killed in Gaza City, north of the coastal zone, in an Israeli offensive. Transport attacks on ships in the southern Red Sea on Sunday raised fears of the conflict spreading. Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi movement attacked 3 commercial ships in international Red Sea waters, and a U.S. destroyer operating in the region shot down 3 drones while responding to calls for help, the U.S. Department of Defense said. A Houthi spokesman said his navy attacked 2 Israeli ships in the Red Sea with an armed drone and missile on Sunday, but an Israeli military spokesman said the 2 ships had no connection with Israel. Refugee camp strike. The Hamas-run Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza was also among the places reported to have been hit from the air. In obtained by a child can be seen crying among the crumbled cement and rubble of collapsed buildings. Covered in gray dust, my father was martyred, he shouted in a hoarse voice. A girl wearing a pink sweatshirt, also covered in dust, stood among the piles of rubble. Residents said warplanes artillery ardments had concentrated on Khan Younis and Rafah, another city in southern Gaza. Hospitals were struggling to cope with the flow of casualties. Israeli government spokesman Eylon Levy said military hit more than 400 targets over weekend, including extensive airstrikes. Khan Younis